What's up, guys? Ted from Immersion here, and I know I'm a little late probably on this, but I just went out and picked up my Xbox Elite controller from GameStop. They were going to get rid of it because I didn't realize that it had come out, and they were going to sell it. So, to the disappointment of the workers at GameStop, meaning they couldn't buy it instead, I got in and picked it up. And this is a really heavy box, so I just wanted to do like an unboxing, see what we've got in here, see how the controller looks and feels, and then at a later point I'll do a review on how it actually plays. And I've got another Xbox One controller right here. We'll do a little comparison. So, let's open this up. How does this open? Oh, there's another thing on the bottom here. So I think the box seems pretty interesting. Like it might open... Okay, so let's see. Oh, okay, it just comes at the top, just kind of does one of these. Ooh, okay. First impressions. Hard, a little soft, but a hard case for your controller. So that's the actual controller. Let's see what's in the rest of the box. So, just an insert. Inside here, sorry, this is not a very good unboxing if it's all done in my lap. In here, this looks like the charging cable, I'm going to guess. Oh, okay, looks like we've got 2 Duracell batteries. And on the other side... Okay, so this is nice. We've got a nice braided green and black micro USB cable to charge it. And this looks, just from the amount of cable here, this looks like a fairly long, like over 6 foot long cable. And it's micro USB, so if you want to use it to charge your phone, you can do that too. At the bottom, we've got this little, this is a little insert here, and it kind of flips up. And this looks to be, that insert doesn't come out, and then this is kind of all your information. So you've got your quick setup guide. This is all about customize your Elite controller by downloading the free Xbox Accessories app in the Xbox Store. Accessory manual, product manual. So, let's get to the bread and butter of this, which is what's inside the case. Okay. Da-na-na-na. Wow. Okay, so first off, take a look at that. You've got the controller and then all the other little configurations down the bottom. So, okay, controller out of the box. You got this pretty cool, this D-pad. I don't know if you can actually make that out, but it's segmented like that. So for like fighting games, that'd be pretty cool. So it's indented. And it has very, I don't know if you can hear that. It's very tactile, which is nice. The sticks feel, I'd say they feel about the same as the existing sticks. The buttons, they're pretty much the same. They have like a glossier finish, but maybe my other one's just worn down. Triggers feel a little bit more responsive. Bumpers are much larger. It's like the whole button here, compared to just that little bit on the top of this controller. So you can see they're still the same size controller. I can hold them like not an idiot. So still the same size, but what the real thing you want is on the back here, is your paddles. You've got your 4 paddles for, your other buttons here. On the back, I also see, I'm gonna guess these green things here are like intensities. Let's see if we can... Oh, it's trigger stops. Okay. So if you can see this, let's see. If I push this trigger, how it goes all the way down. This one stops right here. So if I flick this switch back up, trigger goes all the way down. Pull this trigger switch down and it stops. It's a trigger stop. I don't know why, but they made the sync button green to kind of make it stand out. On the bottom, you've got, looks like just a regular, rather than having to use, whereas this controller has just this port on the bottom for your Xbox One, your Xbox proprietary headset. This looks like it also has a 3.5mm jack, so you don't actually need that little adapter. So what else is in the case? In the top of the case, you've got some mesh netting, so for any kind of little accessories. For instance, like your charging cable will sit in there. So we can just go ahead and put that right in the top. But then you've got some other little accessories down the bottom here. So there is a spot right here for you to take off and remove the 4 paddles. You could put, if you only want to use 2 paddles or whatever, you can put the paddles in there. You have 2 additional, it's the full stick. Okay, so this is another 2 full, like, joysticks. And these are exactly the same as the existing sticks. Same knurling on the edge of the, like the tread. So these are just replacement, it looks like, as far as I can tell, unless they're a little bit longer. Oh, wait, hang on. Do these just twist? I don't want to break it. You know what, let's check the manual, but I think these might just, based on that, if you can see that, it looks like they might be longer, so that if you want to have, rather than having to avoid something, using something like a Control Freak, you can just go ahead and use these. It comes with 2 regular, oh yeah, because these other ones, are they the same length? Yeah. So they have these 2 kind of more like PlayStation style, rather than concave, they're convex ones. Oop, they're slippery little buggers though. And they, as you can see, these are shorter, so I'm guessing that again these are longer, so rather than not preventing you, but rather than you having to go out and buy a Control Freak, you could just use the longer sticks. And a replacement D-pad to replace this kind of circle dealy. So, price point on this is pretty high though. I want to say 140, I don't remember. But it's a nice feeling controller. It's got, it's also got nice, rather than like your smooth grip on an Xbox One controller, it's textured, which is nice. I feel like especially if you're like a sweaty hands kind of gamer, you're not gonna risk your hand controller slipping, and it might even promote a little bit of airflow. One thing I will say is if you are hardcore against that, they don't give you an option to replace these grips. But it feels like a little much in my hands right now, but I'm not used to it, having these paddles on the back here. But let's put the trigger stops on. I might have to do some gameplay here, and let's put them both on here. Short triggers. That might be nice, having to not go the full, I mean, not that you actually usually ever have to go the full pull, but to just kind of lessen the amount of movement. It looks like it's got a 1 and a 2 here in the front, right there. So I'm going to guess that's you can actually set up 2 profiles for the controller, which is kind of nice. So if you play, I don't know, a lot of Destiny and you want to have it set up one way, you can switch it to 1. And then if you play a lot of Halo 5 or Gears or whatever, and you switch it to profile 2 so that you can, not have to go in and mess with your settings every time. So let's just take a quick look at the quick start guide and see how this works. So, interchangeable thumbsticks, interchangeable D-pads, sets of paddles. It is a profile switch. Both thumbsticks are interchangeable. Hair trigger locks, paddles, shows you how to turn it on. Let's see, what is it we got here? Paddle disable, quickly double press bind button to disable paddle. The bind button is what they're called, this is a sync button. Quickly double press that to disable paddle functionality, quickly double tap it to enable it again. Rotate paddles 90 degrees. Oh, here's how to remove them. So let's just see how simple this is. So, rotate the paddle 90 degrees. Oh, there you go. Paddle's out. So to put it back in, it just kind of snaps right back in there, right? I think. Maybe. Yeah, that's it. So the paddle's right back in. So all you do is you just kind of pull it out, and out comes the paddle. So nice and easy if you want to just take the paddles out, so you don't have that. So that was removing the paddles, and you saw me put one back in. To remove the D-pad, it just says you pull straight up. There you go. So underneath that, even though that had the crazy functionality, you can see that it's just a regular old D-pad. So let's put in... Oh, just magnets snap right back in. I don't know if you could see that. That's pretty cool. This one's a little harder to pull out. Pull out. So if you watch, just kind of snaps right in. To pull on the thumbsticks straight out. Okay. Oh, I don't know why that seemed so difficult before. So let's put on. So let's say you want to have. You're a control freak type of person, and you like your PS4 or your PS2 or whatever. So you could do something like this, where you have the so you've got the longer one here, so less movement for your thumb to have to, a little more control for your shooting, and you like having the convex kind of soft nubby there for your movement. I personally do not like that, so I'm going to stick with the standard, and I've never used a control freak, so I might actually give this a go in Destiny, see how this feels, the extra length to that. And then again, the hair trigger locks, all it is just that switch on the back. So you saw in 10 seconds maybe you could completely switch the the customizability of your Xbox One Elite controller. So I'm just going to put everything back where I found it, and then we'll just kind of do a final review here. If I put them back in the right order, which I did not. I don't think. Nope, I didn't. So, you know what? That's actually something too. If you wanted, this would obviously be a weird setup, but if you don't like the long curvy paddles and you just want like the two stubby paddles on the back, you could do that. If you don't like their placement and you just want the two big long paddles, you could put them on the bottom and then just use those paddles. And then nothing's stopping you. I personally think if I was going to use the paddles, I'd probably want to use the smaller paddles. I think I might have put them in the wrong way because this doesn't feel right. Or, you know what? I put the short paddles in upside down, which I guess all about customizability, right? You can put them in upside down if you want. So there we go. We're back to, we'll call it factory. So yeah, this is just kind of my quick unboxing video. Again, your standard batteries like you would normally have. You can put your rechargeables and things in there. But yeah, this is, I'm not sure off the top of my head the price of like a Scuff. I think they're around 90, 100 bucks. I really don't know. So I don't know, and I'd love to hear from you guys, your Xbox fans out there. How does, are you a Scuff user? Did this make you change from a Scuff to an Elite controller, and why? But I haven't, like I said, I'm gonna go give some actual playtime with this, try out the paddles, see how they feel, and then I'll come back and do kind of a actual review of the controller. But from what I can tell, just from looking at it and touching it and seeing the kind of the love that went into actually making this controller, I gotta say I'm a fan. So anyway, guys, that was my little unboxing video for the Xbox One Elite controller. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.